Hello, my friends. We are here back playing Automachef on level 28, Feast and the Furious. This one was okay. After level 27, other things in comparison just were not as difficult. Oh, and this is the one where Robot acquires a cat, which is a nice little subplot. This one was mainly the pain in the butt was setting up the teleporters for the first time to have things sorted mainly for the takeout versus the restaurant for drive-through because those have to be in a certain order. The rest of it, just putting in the high-speed ones on the hot wings, that was very important to try to get the hot wings out as quickly as possible because they're both, I believe, in the Jet Age meal and the Southern meal. So yeah, that was kind of a pain. So this one, because of the space, I would normally want to create a separate assembly line for each item. However, instead we have, say for example, the hot wings are going into a storage container and then getting sorted into a teleporter either to their respective meal assembly line that they're going into. And that was the same story here for this one, the big salad, which is separate, but then I believe also part of the Southern meal. No, I guess the Jet Age meal. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, the big salad on high speed, I believe most everything is on the high speed, even though it's not significant for like the breaded chicken pieces. It's 0.2 of a second, but whatever. There was no fires here, so thankfully everything worked as it should. The one thing that I know that it's very sensitive for in terms of fires is if something like this backs up here. So you have the conveyor grill making the patties. If for some reason this got full and another patty wasn't able to go in, it would immediately burst into flames. Very sensitive, these things. So that was one thing I had to watch out for, and I believe that didn't lead me to changing any of these, did it? No, it doesn't seem so. Maybe this one? No. Okay, so everything is on their defaults. That's good. Other than that, everything is just dispensing as needed. Power wasn't really too much of a concern here, thankfully. There was plenty to go around. I had to use the advanced order readers up here for the drive-through orders, just so that it could have this one additional instruction that's not available on the regular order readers to perform that action when the order reaches the top. And sometimes those delays, like there'd be one other item ready to go, but it wasn't at the top. So sometimes that could be a bit of a pain. I believe I did have to modify slightly the pump for the big salad because it does need a lot of dressing, but otherwise everything else pump-wise is on their normal settings. So yeah, I think everything is pretty much set here. It's unfortunate that we had to do some of these things. Like the loaded cheese fries are all the way down here. Everything just, it feels like a bit of a mess in terms of the layout. It probably could be cleaner. And then with the teleporters, you have these wires every which way, and it just makes it look messy. But if you couldn't tell just by looking at it, so like for example, I have this teleporter here for the Jet Age meal. Once that is constructed, it goes here, and then I have these two arms waiting to sort it, so they'll get an instruction whether or not they're waiting for an instruction on the restaurant, and it'll grab it and put it here, which corresponds to this one. Neither one of these two arms are on any sort of instructions. If something's there, they'll grab it. This one, on the other hand, is being controlled over here by this order reader, and that's the one that corresponds to the drive-through. So that one needed that special instruction. Can't remember if we lost any meals. I feel like this one, just because of the time it took to get all the teleporters going and just connect everything, it was like, as long as I hit the 3 objectives, I was moving on. So whatever happened, happened. But it was a bit of a blur. A lot of things were a blur after level 27. You can go back and watch my solution for that one. It's very telling that when I was looking for advice and tips, there was literally comments of people saying that that was the one that caused them to just put the game down. It was that much of a headache to try to get because the ingredients used was a pain in the butt, and just the whole thing, putting that whole thing together was kind of a nightmare. But there were a couple like Chinese and German language videos that I found that I could at least use as examples, but many of them were using computers at that time, and I have no idea exactly what they did with them. I still don't know because it isn't introduced formally in the tutorial. I saw there's a manual that you can flip through and learn all about it and really do some amazing things, but I have no idea about that. After the time I've invested already in the game, I didn't really want to have to do that, I guess, because I'm almost at the end of the game. I'm on level 27. There's like 3 more levels to go. It should have been a concept that was introduced in a tutorial, and then maybe you would see more people not struggle with using the computer, or at least figure out where it can help you in terms of putting these assembly lines together, because it just gives it to you without really any guidance. Two more dishes. That's southern meal. Alright, weird. Did I make some adjustments and not save it? That's what I'm thinking, because... Oh, I remember what happened. So, unfortunately with this one, there's so much RNG involved. So, I'm going to make a cut real quick to see if there's RNG involved in the final recipes, or not recipes, orders that appear at the end. So other videos that I've watched had big salads show up as the orders after like the 50th one came up. Very confusing to me that I've been having like a different experience from every other video that I saw, which was maybe just 3 of them. There's not too many people posting solutions to this game, especially in the later levels. But anyway, I'm gonna cut right here and then fast forward to me actually getting this done. So I've tried retooling it a little bit by changing the wings here, so each thing is on its own separate line, and I'm actually going to slow it down around here. Actually, let's speed it up and come back around. So it's around this mark, once these are delivered, that things get kind of weird. So basically the ingredients used is exactly what's needed to fulfill the 50 orders. But just as you're getting out this southern meal, there's going to be 2 loaded cheese fry orders and another southern meal. There's this little gap of time where if you do not get the southern meal out fast enough, a bunch of other orders come through, and that was different in the previous video, or not my previous videos, but the videos of this level that I saw. There was much more time, and here it comes. So this southern meal does not get much time to actually be made. I think they had salads, and I think they had a bigger gap of time. Now when I say it was like RNG, it's because however much time comes in here and however many orders come in right afterwards is what wrecks this run. Before it can be ordered, you see the loaded cheese fries comes through, and that exceeds our quota. So that's how razor sharp the margin is. That if you do not get the southern meal out fast enough, you're toast. Another order is going to come in. So I did succeed on this once, and it's because of that RNG. But that was my solution that worked just barely without the computer. I'm sure, again, if you use a computer, there's probably some way to limit the amount of ingredients that come out, and you can just ignore the orders afterwards. But kind of spent a while trying to retool this. Don't want to spend any more time with it. So hopefully this worked for you, or you found a better solution. I know this one was not the cleanest, but I will show you, in fact, if you take a look at that efficiency. I'm going to actually, usually I stop the videos here, but if we go back down to 28, where are you? There it is. I did complete this one, all 3, at 43%. Now, I don't know, a lot of this and all these end levels are like a blur. I'm thinking that maybe I made some changes and forgot to save them, perhaps, and that's what allowed me to get here, but I was pretty exact. The 350 ingredients is exactly what gets ordered, unfortunately, and I have seen examples in other videos where people had different recipes being ordered, so I don't know if the advice I'm giving you is going to even apply, which is unfortunate, and again, another reason why I think this game could have used just a little tweaking here and there. But anyway, Sorry this one didn't come out quite the way I had intended, but hopefully it helped you somewhat. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.